Is that not like for food?
What are you guys doing?
I'll see you.
We have 5 minutes until we're live.
Sure, start. Let's go.
I'm coming.
We ready?
You ready?
Yeah.
Girl. One time.
Okay.
Should be good.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, girl.
What? Why you gotta be so rough? God.
You're a mess. What'd you do?
I don't know.
Worry on wrong?
Baby.
All right, I think we're good. Ready?
Okay, let's do this.
And
Smile.
we're going live. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to DC Live. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and join us for this.
We are so excited to have all of you here.
Welcome to NSG Live. Tonight is all about DreamCatchers' brand new non-surgical hair replacement system, NSG. In tonight's live, we will be answering your questions, doing live demonstrations, giving away free prizes and free tuition. We know a few of you are still getting settled, so watch this quick video and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Dorothy and Marlis here, and we just want to pop in and give you a lot of information.
So let's talk about the different points of how we can assist each and every one of you.
First, we want to remind all of the existing stylists that if you refer a friend and they complete their certification, you get a $200 hair credit on your account. And no matter how many stylists you refer, you will continue to get $200 credit for each one. But that's not all.
I'll tell you, Dorothy, I actually took advantage of this a ton for years when I worked behind the chair, and it saved my butt a few times having that credit on my account. Because we know that life can get tough with family and bills, and sometimes having that credit that never expires at your fingertips really is just such a huge weight off of your shoulders.
So let's talk about the stylists that have taken one of the courses but not the other. So either I-tip and tape or K-tip and weft. Both Marlis and I firmly believe that being certified in all 4 methods is really a key to success, and let me give you an example why. Say that you are I-tip and tape certified, and a potential client calls. She currently has K-tips in her hair, but wants to switch to wefts. You try to talk to her about why she could choose I-tips. She says, no thank you. I have had all the methods and wefts are best for me. That's what I want. So now you have 2 choices. You can either let her know, I'm sorry, I don't do those methods, and you just lost a client because now she has to go find somebody else. Or 2, you can ask her to give you maybe a little bit of time to get certified and hope she'll wait. But no matter what, you're gonna run the risk of not being able to book that client.
But if you're certified in all 4 methods, and trust me, we know that we all have our favorite and least favorite, but if you have that knowledge of all 4, you're prepared to remove or install any method requested. And we truly believe also that knowledge is power, and knowledge also eliminates fear. And we're here to help you be as successful as humanly possible. If you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to both of us. You can reach us at marlis@dreamcatchers.com and dorothy@dreamcatchers.com. And we hope that this finds you healthy and happy, and we hope to talk to you soon.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to NSG Live. Tonight's live, we will be doing 3 live demonstrations, giving away prizes and free tuition. I'm Josh, one of the head educators of NSG based here in Dallas, Texas.
I'm Chris Mackey, based out of Houston, Texas. I'm also on the NSG team.
I'm Stacy Darty. I'm out of Sherman, Texas, and I'm part of the NSG team also.
So before we get started, I want to show you guys this awesome kit. So whenever you join and sign up for one of our classes, not only do you get tuition to this amazing top-notch education, but you also get this awesome kit. And you can see it over here, and we will be giving 2 of them out at the end of this live stream, so don't go anywhere. So let's go over here, and we're going to show you guys a couple of our favorite things that come in this kit. So Chris, what's some of your favorite things that are in here?
Okay, so if you were here with the last stream, I'm sure you saw that my actual favorite item was the manual in the kit, and the manual is packed with tons of information. This time, my second favorite, it's a very close one, is actually going to be the Babeless Limited FX trimmers. This actually has the NSG engraving, and they're amazing. They're super close to the skin, and they're great for working on your clients. Your clients come in, they see it, they know that you are investing in your tools as well as your education. Josh, what is your favorite product?
So one of my favorites that come in this kit, which is very hard to pick just one because this kit is packed with so many things that you're going to be using in your course and behind the chair. But I really love this zipper case that comes with your tweezers, your razor, your texture shears, and your shears. You are definitely going to be using this a lot in your NSG journey. And Stacy, what about yours? What's one of your favorite things that you like in this kit?
Okay, so in this kit, this actually comes outside of it, but it's the roller cart. So whenever you're leaving class, maybe doing a mobile client, you can just put your kit on top of the roller cart. It's got a nice little bungee. It's going to hold it very nice and secure, and you can just head out with your quick kit.
I love that.
That's so awesome. All right, so as you guys can see, we have 3 amazing models with us tonight. If you tuned into our last live, we did 2 models and we brought tons of amazing education to you guys. Tonight, we have 3 models and we are bringing even more amazing education to you. So you're going to be able to see everything from a new client, start to finish application, down to a reapplication and a reapplication with a new system. So let's jump over with our models and let's jump into it.
Let's go.
Awesome. All right. So I am going to be over here doing a new application. This is my model, Landon, and this is actually going to be his first actual NSG system in general. So we're going to see a huge change today. You can see he has some natural male recession. He's a young guy, and we're going to go ahead and change that up and give him a completely new look. So I'm excited.
So here I am with my model, Kelly. And Kelly has been wearing NSG for about 2 years now. And I already know like the difference in just her glow when she has her system is amazing. So with Kelly, we've had different systems on her for a while, and we actually went in and did a custom system for her, which we have here today. And our systems are going to come stock anywhere from about 4 to 6 inches. If you do want a longer system, as you see here, there are options that you can go on and customize and create a custom order. So for Kelly, that is what we did. And hers, when I flip this to the bottom, this is what you call a combo system. So her system is mostly lace, and then it has poly around the perimeter of the system. So before we get started, I'm going to trim off the excess lace along the front, and then we'll take you guys along for the journey for her install.
Sure.
How about you, Stacy? What you got over there?
All right, and I'm here with Nick. He has been in NSG systems for a few months now. He comes in about every 4 weeks for his maintenance appointments. Today we're going to be doing on him. So prior to the live, and I removed his system, got it nice and clean, cleansed his scalp, and then have everything prepped for his application tonight.
Awesome. So before we jump into this, I want to tell you guys about a really awesome opportunity with this live stream. So tonight during this live between 6 and 8 p.m., we are doing a special discount of 10%. So if you are a certified DC stylist, you're already going to get 10% off. If you pay in full for your course, you're going to get another 10% off. And if you do that tonight during this live stream, you get an additional 10% off. That's over $400 in savings, guys. So if you're thinking about taking the jump and getting trained in NSG, don't even think about it. Give us a call, get signed up. And you guys can call us at 844-674-2932. We have call center operators standing by. They'll be here until 8 o'clock tonight against Central Standard Time. And this additional 10% is only good between 6 and 8 p.m. tonight. After 8 p.m., that extra discount is gone. So what do you guys say we jump into it?
Yeah, I'm
We're ready.
Yeah?
Ready.
Awesome. So for Kelly, you guys can see that we've gone in, and Anthony, I want you to get nice and close to this over here so everyone can see what we've got going on. So for Kelly, we keep her natural front hairline. Doing that helps the system just blend away seamlessly and look even more natural. And it just gives her a little more disguise along that front hairline. So when we go in, we remove the hair on the top, we're going to leave this out. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to start prepping her scalp, and then we will jump into the next step.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you got?
And for me, we're going to go through, and I said we're doing a brand new application for Landon. So I went ahead and made the template earlier for his actual, recession that he has. And this template is going to be what we use to keep everything very consistent and making sure that the hairline's exactly where we want it. And we're going to remove all of the hair on top, lay on his system, cut it in, blend it in with the hair, and it's going to be really, honestly, great. Stacy?
Okay, so with Nick, where I'm going to start is we have his pre-made mold. We use this for each appointment. I'm going to go ahead and measure it, make sure his hairline is nice and intact where it needs to be, and then I'll get his scalp prepped also.
And Stacy, you also have a poly unit today, right?
Yes, so Nick is in our poly unit. And so a little of the prep that I'll do is taping his hairline when it comes time for that, and then getting it ready for the application.
Yeah, and that's a little different than what we saw with Kelly. She has a combo unit, which is a mix of our two base materials. So it's actually the polyurethane mixed with the lace. It's a hybrid unit. And then we have Nick with a full poly unit, and then Landon has a full lace unit. This is going to be the most breathable of the units, and this is really great for anyone that's in hot weather. They style really nicely as well, and they all style great. It's just, depending on the client and what their needs are, everyone's going to have a different option, which is great. And that's what is so awesome about NSG is everybody really does have a custom solution for their problem.
There's so much versatility when it comes to NSG and the different system types and the different customizations that you can make. So for me, for example, not only am I an educator for NSG, I'm also a client. So I've been wearing NSG for about 2 years, and it's incredible. I mean, it looks natural. I wear it just like my own natural hair. And talking about the different base types, so I currently have a combination system, which is just like what Kelly has, where it's got poly around the perimeter and lace throughout the rest. And I've had poly systems, I've had lace systems, and each one has its own individual benefits.
Yeah, and just like Josh, I too am actually a client of NSG. I wear a partial poly system in the front. I love it. My selfish desires to get into hair replacement was really just suffering myself from hair loss. So it's been a huge change. The past 2 years have been a complete, change for my own hair. And being a stylist, that's the last thing you want to have is, not your hair where you want it to be while you're working on clients.
Absolutely. And I see a comment on here from Raylan. I can't wait to take this class. No one in my area offers this. So for anybody that's interested, we have classes sprinkled all across the United States. So whether you're in the Northeast, whether you're in the Pacific Northwest, down in Florida, in the central US, in California, we've got you covered. We've got classes all over the country happening every weekend. And again, you can register at nsghair.com, or you can give us a call at 844-674-2932. And again, guys, I can't stress this enough, but tonight you get an additional discount.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about it, don't even wait. Give us a call right now. They're out there waiting. They will answer the phone. They will get you signed up, and you will get educated by some of the most amazing educators in the industry.
Absolutely.
I have a question from Instagram.
Yeah.
Is the hair DC hair, does it keep last the same amount of time up to 12 months?
So the NSG hair is same amazing top quality hair as you've all come to love with DC. It is a European blend. It is amazing quality. It definitely holds up really, really well. Kelly, the system that we are taking her out of, she had for what, over a year? For a very long time. And it still felt and worked amazing for her, but it was time for something a little bit different. So yeah, the hair holds up really well, the systems hold up really well, as long as you are taking care of it properly and having it maintained properly. It is going to hold up really well for you.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna start getting Kelly's scalp prepped. So I'm going to shave down all of the hair in the affected area, and then we will get her adhesive application started.
And just to give you guys kind of a quick run through of what's going to happen tonight, you're going to be seeing us kind of jumping into the steps of the application process. So we've knocked out all of the cleaning. The clients came in earlier. Most of them have had their systems on for a while, and it's time for that reapplication. This is a great thing for the clients, but as well as our stylists and barbers. You know, that frequent maintenance, it's going to make sure that the actual unit is staying top notch and being taken care of. It's going to keep the longevity there, but it's also going to keep your books full. As a stylist or a barber, this is a great opportunity, especially if you're slower and starting off. You know, you can work work with your clients and make sure that they're coming in and having their maintenance done at a frequency that's going to make sure they have a long-lasting product.
Exactly, and proper maintenance is absolutely key, not only to the health of the system, but also the health of your natural bio hair and your scalp.
I have another question. Can the unit be irritating on scalp?
Okay, so we have another question. Was it,
Can it be irritating?
can it be irritating on the scalp? Really not. It's not going to be irritating. When you first get it done, you'll feel, you know, a little bit like there's something there. And when your natural hair starts to grow in beneath the adhesive, you may feel a little bit of itching from time to time just from that natural hair starting to grow in. But other than that, no. I've had, you know, many different systems, and I've never had any irritation, anything like that. It's always been comfortable. It's felt like my own natural hair. It's great.
Yeah, and I think, you know, irritation is one of those things that, you know, if you're maintaining it properly, you should not have irritation with the unit. Taking it off, making sure that the adhesive is clean, as well as freshly reapplied and strong, that's going to be the best way for wearing the actual NSG. I see the telephone number to get registered. That's going to be 844-674-2932. And just make sure you're calling in before the end of the live stream to take a hold of the great sales we have going on right now. All right.
Remember, even if you are not, even if you know, missed the cutoff tonight and you want to sign up for a class, if you are a DC stylist, you will get 10% off. And then if you sign up and you pay in full, you will still get that additional 10% off. But tonight only, from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, so for just this 2-hour window, you get an additional 10% off, which is crazy. What other brands do that? That's unheard
Such a good deal.
really.
The phone number is 844-674-2932. And if you look at the comments, we have them reposted.
So the time frame between maintenance is going to depend on a few things. So it's going to depend, one, on your personal lifestyle. It's going to depend on your scalp condition. So if you have a naturally oily scalp, if you're a heavy sweater, if you work out a lot, then you're going to want to go and get your system maintained more frequently. Personally, I go to the gym anywhere for 3 to 4 days a week. I enjoy being outdoors, so I do sweat a lot. I get my system maintenanced every other week. Some people that don't have as much of a active lifestyle, they're not out in the heat as much, they don't sweat as much, they can go 4 weeks. You want to try not to stretch it too much, because that's just going to your system can you run the risk of your system kind of slipping around and moving out of place, and you just don't want that. It's best to keep it nice and secure. And I like having my system feeling like it's part of me and secured all the time.
Good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take off Landon's natural biological hair. I place the template on, going right through. And if you're already a DC stylist, let me see you in the chat. Drop a hi, hello, so we can get kind of a head count on who here is already a DC stylist.
I'm using a couple of kit. Now that I've used Nick's mold, I'm going to use our hairline measuring tool just to make sure that that's going to be placed right where it needs to go. And then also I marked the hairline with our white pencil. So the next step I'm going to have is to also shave down his bio hair to get ready for his application.
Now, as you guys see, you'll notice both Chris and Stacy using their mold to mark where the hairline is going to be and all of that. For Kelly, we aren't using a mold. That's because we keep her natural front hairline. So when I lay her system on, I'm going to lay it right along that. So this, in a way, acts as a guideline for exactly where I need to lay that system. So I don't really have to, take her mold out and mark the hairline, because we already have that, mapped out for us. But utilizing the mold is definitely a really good way to make sure that you're placing that system exactly where it needs to be every single time. Because think of it, when you initially create a new system for someone, you're using that individual mold to customize their system. So as long as you are lining up that mold, their system is going to line up perfectly every time. Let's see what we got for some comments going on here. Hi, I'm a DC stylist. Oh wow, there's quite a few DC stylists in here. Hey guys,
Shout out.
welcome.
Hi,
Thank you guys for
everybody.
joining us tonight. How do you get clients comfortable enough with shaving their natural off? So I want to pass this over to Chris, because he's been doing this behind the chair for quite a while. This is pretty much all he does in his salon. So Chris, what is something that you do to get your clients comfortable with that?
So getting clients comfortable with shaving off their biological hair is obviously going to be a very touchy subject, and it's going to change from client to client. So, for me in my shop, I like to just make sure that everybody is extremely comfortable, and we will work around that with multiple different methods. Sometimes we might not actually shave off the hair for the first application. I might put some adhesive over the natural hair, have it cut short, and work with that. But really, to be honest, almost, I would say 4 out of 5 clients that sit in my chair, even for the consultation, they've already gone through and taken many steps to address the hair loss. So we have clients that are coming in, everyone's situation is different. Some people have lost 10% of their hair, 5% of their hair, 90% of their hair. They've tried, pills, different surgeries, possibly they're using topic powders. Having said that, we really like to look, I like to look at what they've done, and then just explain to them the process. show them, some of the NSG stuff that we've already got out, and just get their trust. And if we don't need to shave off the hair the first time, or we don't want to, we'll find a way to make it work. Whether, like I said, that's cutting the hair shorter and applying some adhesive on top and getting that first unit on, seeing how they feel about it. But ultimately, you're going to get the best contact with that, skin to base with the adhesive. So at some point, they might like it and they'll wear it, and then they might feel like, they're ready for that stronger attachment and to take that jump. Most of the clients that go into a unit, they don't come out of it, right? They'll stay with the unit because it looks great. So just keeping that in mind, that it is kind of a journey with the clients and yourself. So give yourself time. You don't need to pressure, them. They'll make that decision when it's ready, but they also know that, you're trained by NSG and you have the knowledge to make it happen for them. So I think it'll be okay.
That's awesome. And another thing, especially with today's, the craze on social media and stuff like that, and non-surgical hair replacement is, really starting to make a huge splash. You're going to start to get clients that have done their own research. They've gone on, they've looked it up, they've, figured out about it, they've seen what the process is going to be. They're just at the point that they're ready. So that's definitely going to be a huge help. So I see someone entered late and didn't get to see the kit. This kit is so amazing. I want to jump over here, and that way you can actually see what you're going to get in this kit. So again, this kit is so loaded with everything that you're going to need, not only for this hands-on course, but also behind the chair. So this is going to have all of your adhesives and all of your products. You're going to get your, a brush, a spray bottle. You're going to get limited effects NSG Babyliss Pro trimmers. You have a toolkit that has shears and texturizing shears and razor and tweezers. You get these big shears that are used for cutting your tape for when you are creating a mold. You literally have everything in here that you will need from start to finish of any non-surgical hair replacement application, whether you're doing a tape, a liquid bond, a lace, a poly, a combo. You're going to have everything in here. Now you also will have a manual, which, as Chris said earlier, is like the Bible of non-surgical hair replacement. It's going to tell you everything that you need to know for learning non-surgical hair replacement. So for this course, not only do you get top-notch education, but you get this badass kit. And I've seen other brands' kits for non-surgical hair replacement, and it's boring. It's just a little box. Here, you get this super durable kit. You also get this wheel cart over here that you can attach your kit to. So whenever you're going into a class, or you're going to into the salon, out of the salon, you can use this to easily move your kit, because again, this kit is fully loaded. It has a lot of stuff in it, so it's pretty heavy. So this is going to make your life easier. You also do get a mannequin head as well, which is not shown right here, but I mean, come on, you don't get this with anyone else except for NSG.
It's everything they need.
Everything they need.
Everything they need.
So for pricing and more stuff like that, I'm not going to give that away. You're going to have to come to one of our classes. We're going to go into all of those details for you. So we don't want to give everything away tonight. We just want to show you guys a little bit of what is possible, a little bit of what NSG is, what you get in this course. This is just the tip of the iceberg of NSG. So if you want more in-depth and you want more details, sign up for one of our hands-on classes. They're happening all over the country. We've said this a million times by now, but you can go to nsghair.com, or you can give us a call at 844-674-2932. And again, we have an amazing discount tonight until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you are a DC stylist, you get 10% off. If you pay in full, you get 10% off. If you sign up tonight during this live, you get an additional 10% off. Now, we do also have an option. If you don't want to pay in full, there's the option for payment plan. But we are going to jump to a quick commercial, and then we'll be back for a little giveaway and some more demonstrations. See you soon.
Hey guys, I am Marlis from Austin, Texas. Keep it weird. So what is NSG? It's non-surgical hair grafting, which helps people with hair loss. So I'm so excited now to be able to offer something that can help both men and women who suffer from hair loss.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Wesley Palmer. I'm from Houston, Texas. I've joined up with NSG to become a new educator with them as a lead educator. They're in partnership too with DreamCatchers. That's how you know NSG is gonna be elite. There's not gonna be anything like that. When I heard about NSG, I was so intrigued by it. This service is literally changing guys' lives, changing women's lives. You're seeing their confidence go through the roof.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Zach the Barber. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. You guys at home are probably wondering, how much can I charge for this service, or how much is this service gonna cost me? That varies depending on the stylist and the location. I charge $800 for it in my salon outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
This is so much extra money you guys can make. And what I love about this too is when you guys are doing the maintenance,
You can make anywhere between $150 to $250 for this service.
you're gonna be making a ton of money. You're gonna see your income go way up.
So not only is it a game changer, but it's a money maker.
If you're a hairdresser and you don't have a solution for hair loss for your clients, this is your solution. I want to show you, and I know that we are all super excited to show everybody what we've been working on.
It's for anyone who is experiencing any kind of thinning or hair loss.
It's a non-invasive way with instant results. They're not gonna have to go through and have a surgery done. They're gonna be able to go in, get their hair, and they're gonna leave with it.
If they were thinking about getting NSG, I would say 100% go for it. When my wife told me about it, I was like, no, I don't think so. And then she just said, just try it and see what you think. And man, I could not be happier.
We're taking hair and grafting it to people's heads. So both men and women alike are going to be able to have the hair that they've always dreamed of.
And it's a great option for anyone that deals with male or female pattern balding.
I know multiple people who can really benefit from this. For women and men to give them everything that they want.
The most premier elite product to deliver a service that will change your life. You're going to change lives, and your life is going to change as well.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. So we are going to give away a couple prizes, and throughout the rest of the evening, we are going to be giving away more prizes, as well as these two amazing fully loaded kits, including tuition to an NSG class near you. So first off, we're going to give away this Fabulous Pro Nano Titanium Curling Iron, and this is going to go to Raylan Barker Harkless. I hope I said that correct. So again, you get this Fabulous Pro Curling Iron. Send an email to socialmedia@nsg.com with your name, address, and phone number. socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com. So that's going to be the first one. And then we're going to be giving away one of these Fabulous Limited Effects clippers, and they're also NSG engraved as well. So these are going to be going to Deanna Ramirez.
Congrats, Deanna.
So congratulations. Again, send an email to social media at dreamcatchers.com with your name, address, and phone number, and we'll get these shipped out to you guys shortly.
Congrats.
So Stacy, what do you got going on over there?
So I have Nick's hairline ready to go, and his scalp has been shaved down. And then I'm also going to wipe him down with our ISO 99, going back to the kit.
And what are you going to use that ISO 99 for? And what is ISO 99?
So that's going to be our alcohol, and I'm going to be cleaning his scalp with that so he gets the best longevity, really, of his. Going to have his scalp clean, but I'm not going to want to go in and I want to get very close to the hairline, but not take off his measurement. And Nick's been wearing his system for a few months, so we've had a little bit of time for trial and error. So what we have figured out works the best for him is our anti-sweat, and then I also am going to be doing clear tape. So I'm going to spray the anti-sweat first. So our anti-sweat is like an antiperspirant. So it's going to help underneath his system with sweat and just giving him the best wear he can get out of his system.
So for Kelly's system over here, as I said earlier, she has a combo system. So the majority of it is lace, and then she has poly around the edge. Now, you'll notice that, Denise, I'm going to have you get in nice and close over here. So you'll notice that along the front hairline, there is extra lace. We don't want to put her system on like this because then she's going to have a lot of lace just hanging out on her forehead. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to remove that excess lace. And I'm going to go just behind the line of where those first hairs are knotted on. Now again, we'll show you guys this more in depth, cutting out a system when you take our hands-on courses.
Yes, and I saw a comment from, I believe it was Deanna, before we went on our commercial break. She was asking if it is possible to use NSG on a small area affected by alopecia. The answer is yes. That's actually one of the main and frequent uses of NSG. So it doesn't have to be, you know, the whole head. It can be spot treatment. The great thing about it too is whenever you order your NSG, you get a, you know, the canvas of the actual NSG is roughly an 8x10. So if the area is, you know, a 1x1 or 1x2, you can use that whole canvas and make multiple, you know, patches with the NSG to cover their the alopecia. So it is possible and it does happen.
So I'm still getting that front lace removed from the front of Kelly's new system. Anytime I'm doing this and trimming out a new system, I'm always working very slow and very delicately, because once you make a cut, you cannot undo it. So if you cut in the wrong place, that's kind of, you're at a point where it is what it is. So I'm very slow and I'm working very delicately to make sure that this is exactly the way it needs to be. So what do you got going on over there, Stacy?
So I have gotten my NSG clear tape out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the adhesive on Nick today. So I'm going to be using these strips and customizing them for his tapes.
And I'm using my template right now to mark my dotted hairline guide. So whenever we get our application on, the hairline is exactly where I want it to be. Like Josh said, I'm taking my time, making sure it's exactly where I want it to be. Because to be honest, the hairline, especially if we're going to go with an exposed hairline where it's back, that's going to be just super important, making sure that that is exactly the way it needs to be.
Okay, so now that I've gone in and I've removed the excess lace along the front of Kelly's new system, I'm going to set this to the side. In just a minute, I'm going to go in and I'm going to tape the front of her system. But first, I need to go in and I need to prep both her scalp and the base of the system to make sure there's no oil, whether it's oil from my skin, oil from her scalp. That way, when we put our adhesive on, it is going to stick. So I'm going to take a soft microfiber towel. I'm going to hop over to this kit. I'm going to get a bottle of ISO 99. So everything that we are using tonight in this application, from the different sprays, the adhesives, the tapes, the razor, everything, you are going to get this in your kit. So whenever I'm using ISO 99, I personally don't like to spray on the scalp. I like to spray it on my towel and then wipe the scalp. That way I'm not creating any areas that are too heavy with the alcohol, and I'm also not missing any areas. It's also very important to make sure you're using a microfiber towel doing this, because if you use a towel that's too rough, this is not going to be a very pleasant process for your client. How's it going over there, Chris?
It is going good. I'm putting on scalp protectant. So this is going to protect Landon's skin from the adhesive. Sometimes if you were to not use this, you could get irritation on the scalp. And that's not going to be good when he comes back in for his maintenance and reapplication. So I already went through, I used my ISO 99, the rubbing alcohol, to go ahead and sterilize it. I went ahead and put my scalp protector on. And now I'm going to honestly go through and start prepping up my system. I need to make sure that it is sterilized and clean, ready to go. Another reason on top of that, on the sterilization, is I want to make sure that I've pulled out any conditioner that might be on the lace of the unit. I did prep it when I washed it and I conditioned it. The lace is an absorbent material, so just making sure that I'm using my ISO 99 on that lace and then drying it. So whenever I apply my adhesive directly to the lace, I got the best attachment that I can have. And we're doing the same thing with his scalp. We want the tightest attachment, so when he leaves, he feels as if it is his natural hair, and he'll have a solid attachment where he can touch the hair, style it, and it's got nice movement. Finally made it. Thanks for coming, Ellen.
So back to the kit, I'm going to be using one of the scissors from the kit. You get your shears, but then I'm also going to be using these scissors to customize my tapes. I'm actually going to start by customizing some tapes for Nick's hairline, and then I'll go in and do the tapes on his scalp.
All right, so for Kelly, before I start putting her tape on, I went in and I did a quick mist of anti-sweat. This is something that we all pretty much use as a very first layer when we're doing our applications. This is going to kind of create, it's an antiperspirant, and it's going to create a little bit of a barrier between the scalp and the adhesive, at least for that first 24 to 48 hours, giving that adhesive time to cure properly. And always remember, when you are applying a system or wearing a hair system, it is very important to wait 24 to 48 hours before getting your hair wet. So before washing, swimming, sweating, that way that adhesive has time to set and cure.
Yes.
What's up, Instagram? So that's a really good question. I personally like using a razor, especially when I'm doing the front hairline, because using a razor, I'm able to be much more delicate and get a much more precise cut, and I'm making sure I'm not cutting any of the hairs below. But for more details on, why one is better than the other, or how to use one and how to use the other, definitely go sign up for one of our classes. It just comes down to personal preference, and I like doing it especially on the front hairline because it's, the most important part of the system.
Yes.
With NSG, if one has the spinning on top, do I have to change the current gears to 5, or can we use what we have and apply it over the top?
So you can apply adhesive. So the question was, do I need to shave down my biological hair from the top to apply my hair system? The answer is no, you do not, but you will have a significantly better application with an adhesive to skin, to the actual base, contact. You don't need to. That's what we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. If you missed it, maybe you're starting off with someone new and they're not ready to take that step, then maybe you want to go with that method. But my recommendation would be when they are ready to, go ahead and get them, shaved down just so they can have that attachment, because the attachment really is going to boil down to, that's the security you're giving your client. And, we're not always there when our clients are living their life. They got to go, and we want to make sure that they have a good experience with the NSG unit. And the best experience is going to come from removing the hair so you can have an adhesive to skin attachment. Also, if you're in the chat, just to get an idea of where everybody's at, go ahead and throw what city you're coming from.
So now I'm going in and I am applying the tape for Kelly's system. And what we like to do with Kelly is we do what's called a perimeter bond tape. So we're just going around the edge, and then I'll go across the middle. Doing that gives her a lot more scalp freedom. It allows her scalp to breathe more. Especially during hot months, which we have been having plenty of here in Texas.
Yes.
It allows your scalp to feel cooler. So I like to lay my tape on, make sure it's cut and measured properly. I'm going to lay that on. And when you're applying your tape, it's important to make sure that you're not being too handsy with the sticky side of it. You don't want to get too much oils from your hands on the tape. Also make sure you're not messing with their scalp too much, because getting oils on the tape and on the scalp can definitely affect the adhesive. And then once I get this applied, I'm going to take the tape and I'm going to cut it to contour along the front hairline of her system before we lay it on. How's it going over there, Stacy?
Going good. Kind of to go off what you were saying about not touching the tape and the system. In your kit, you also will get NSG tweezers. So those will help whenever you're peeling the backs of the tape off, to not have to touch the system or touch the actual tape itself.
And if you have seen hair replacement videos online, I'm sure you've seen the white bond adhesive or the clear bond adhesive. Today we're doing a lot of tape work. You'll see that everybody here honestly enjoys the tape, and you can use liquid adhesive, but it is a personal preference. Since I'm doing a full lace unit, I do like to use the tape. I don't have to worry about that liquid adhesive leaking through the mesh on the actual net of the bottom of the system. So it is nice. The attachment is honestly great. Some people will ask, is tape attachment not good or not strong? It's actually really strong. And I like to use both of the bonds, but I like to see what works for the client. So I usually have my idea of what I want to start them off of. And from client to client, depending on their body physiology, how much they sweat or what kind of job they have, if they're outside, how much oil does their scalp produce. All these factors come in when we decide on what is the correct method for this client.
And also I've had people ask me in the past, is the tape actually going to be secure? So yes, I just got my reapplication maintenance done just before this live stream, and someone could probably lift me up off the ground with how secure my system is. And I'm able to swim in it, I ride roller coasters, my hair doesn't fly off. You can do life and not have to worry.
And you do have a pretty active lifestyle. So,
Yeah,
and it always stays on good.
it does. So I feel like a lot of us, what we tend to do is so the question was, when we're doing a hair system, do we like to blend the client's natural hair first and then apply the system, or cut them together? So what we typically like to do is do the majority of their haircut, especially as you can see here on Landon. We like to do the majority of their haircut on their bio hair first, get it to a good point, and then lay the system on. Then we'll cut the system and blend the two together. It's a lot easier to do it that way rather than cutting the bio hair with the system on, because if you're fading their hair and you have their system on, you run the risk of accidentally cutting the hair on the system, which you don't want to do. So even if you have a client that, in 3 or 4 weeks when Landon comes back for his maintenance appointment, I'm going to not, cut touch up his haircut with his system on. I'll, remove his system, clean it, set it aside, then fade his hair and put the system back on. It's just a lot easier and a lot less risky cutting their bio hair separate. Even with like Kelly, for example, she's got long hair. I like to go in and I'll do just a basic trim on her hair, and then I'll put her system on. If her hair is significantly longer than the system, it's easy to see it. You can just cut that off. But it's always a really good idea to do the majority of your cutting on their bio hair prior to putting their system on. And then once you install a system, you're just blending the two together.
And I think too, it's just about having a nice clean work area and taking it in sections. I like to look at hair replacement and using the NSG units as a big art project. And I don't want to just try to do everything at once. I want to be very methodical about, this is what I'm doing right now. And I can focus on blending the hair after I got the sides cleaned up. But for me personally, especially because the units are coming in around 6 inches in length, it's a lot of hair to work with while trying to get a clean fade or have my sides blended in nicely. And me personally, I do like to use razoring technique. If you hit the actual hair system with clippers, it's going to give it a pretty harsh, look. So just keeping that area clean, taking it a little bit at a time, making sure that your product is turning out the way you want it to.
Let's see. So I want to invite a special guest to come join us real quick. I want to introduce you guys to Lynn. She is one of our amazing models, and she's just an all-around amazing person. And I want her to share a little bit of her journey, as well as some advantages that she's found to wearing NSG and how she compares it to other brands. So Lynn, come on over.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey guys. Hey everybody. Well, thanks for having me. So a little bit about my story is I started off with alopecia, like many of you, sort of male pattern baldness alopecia. And I believe my testimony is on the NSG website. You can see it in its entirety. But obviously, as a woman, where it's not socially acceptable for the most part to be bald or have thinning hair, it really was problematic for me. And I tried everything. I tried all the medications, all the shampoos. I even the last couple of years went to a wig just because the baldness had gotten so bad. And that in itself had problems, especially as a business traveler and what have you. So I actually started off at a competitor many years ago. But I found NSG 2 years ago, and it has been really life-changing. And so when I compare that system versus this system, there are really some great advantages with the NSG system, as well as working with the great stylists that we have here. And if you look at the last webinar that was last month, you see me in that chair, where Kelly is now. So definitely some advantages. I want to actually go back to a couple of questions that came up on the screen a few minutes ago from some of you in the audience, and actually address some of those questions, which also talks a little bit about what I prefer and what I like. I live my life, okay? I do whatever I want to do. I mean, I was in a boat a couple of weeks ago, full steam ahead with friends that have no idea about this. I could have never done that, you know, in all those years of my traumatic experience with my alopecia, and certainly not that wig phase. I also enjoy, whereas Chris and Josh was just talking about, you know, how you see in the clients today, the tape. I actually do tape and that adhesive. So you will learn all about that when you come to the training class. That's why you cannot and don't want to do this class online, because when you come to the class, you will get hands-on experience yourself. And there is no better experience than being here, watching the stylist, and then, you know, them being with you while you actually are hands-on. There's no substitute for that. So yeah, you'll get to see different methods. I've tried just the tape, and I like the bond. Again, it makes it very comfortable for me. Somebody had asked the question about, well, when you shave your head, how does that impact the hair on your head? So I mean, you can tug on me as hard as you want, and it is not moving. It is not moving at all. So that is one of the benefits of having the bond. Again, it's your personal preference, and you'll work with the stylist when you come to the class, and then with your clients. The key is to listen to your clients. The more that you give the clients what they want and need, the happier they're going to be, more of a hero you're going to be. So Josh, anything else that I maybe missed?
So what are some advantages that you find to wearing NSG?
Well, I would say the quality of the hair is second to none, okay? It's shiny, it's healthy. If you know, there are minimal instructions you have to follow, but you know, when as a client, if you follow those instructions, you know, you will get extreme profit, you know, productivity with your hair doing what you want it to do. I mean, I have lots of body. I mean, half the time I fluff it up. Some days I want kind of more of the scrunchy wild look, you know, so you have a lot of flexibility. And that's one of the benefits that I find with NSG hair. The other thing is the stylist. The stylists here make all the difference. Josh, this is his creation, this color, which kind of matches my personality, and we love it. And we, you know, thank you, Josh, for your creativity. The cut can make all the difference in the world. Sometimes, you know, and Josh will, and Chris and Stacy, they'll show you as we progress through the evening how the blending, you know, of the natural hair, you know, how it blends with the, you know, with the NSG hair. So, I mean, it kind of depends on the cut and the style, but that is so important. And there are other places, and they just go, and you're done. And you know what? It looks like it. I mean, I'm sure Chris, both of you, but Chris, you know, can you not spot clients in the airport or somewhere when?
Yes, it's always at the airport, actually.
Yes.
It's always at the airport.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
You can, even I can spot it after all these years of being a client. So there are numerous advantages. And again, I can't speak to the quality of this kit. The book that comes in your training session, it gives you every answer that you'll need to know.
I'm seeing a lot of questions about the feeling of the NSG system and how it compares to your former wigs. Can you talk about the feel?
No comparison. This is real. This is real hair. It's attached to me. It's my hair, okay? I shower with my significant other. I mean, it feels real. It's natural. If I want it, like I say, if I want to wear it curly, I curl it. Today, this is simply shampoo and blow dry. And I used a round brush. I didn't even apply any, of course you can see I'm getting kind of wild here, but I didn't apply any hairspray or anything. So yeah, it's natural. It blows in the wind. You can run your hair, you know, hands through it, and it feels totally real.
And it styles great, and it still, you know, looks great throughout the day.
Yeah, I mean, this was easy style today.
Thanks for coming out.
Awesome.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Another question that I saw is, another question I saw, I will answer after the commercial. So we're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be back with another giveaway and some more demos and some answers. So we'll see you in a minute.
See you soon.
I've been on the road, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, I might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast.
Hey everyone, Dorothy and Marlis here with DreamCatchers. Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Then this opportunity is for you. DreamCatchers gives the opportunity to become a six-figure stylist by offering only the world's best hair extensions and a certification with all 4 of the most popular methods in one course.
We encourage all of our stylists to learn all 4 methods, and here is why. If you limit yourself to only 1 or 2 methods, then you are limiting your clientele. In our amazing 4-in-1 kit, you're gonna get everything you need for each of our 4 methods: I-tip, tape, K-tip, and weft.
If we've piqued your interest, then don't delay and sign up today. Visit us at DreamCatchers.com or call us at 1-855-DREAM-TEAM.
And welcome back. So we're going to give away 2 more prizes to 2 lucky viewers. So these 2 are coming from Instagram. So the first one is going to get a Babyliss Nano Titanium flat iron. I freaking love this flat iron, guys. So this is going to Robins_beautiful_life. So again, send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, phone number, and address, and we'll get this sent out to you shortly.
Congratulations.
And then next up, we have a pair of shark fin Monarch shears. You guys, these are incredible. These are the only shears that I use behind the chair. And this is going to jeh.artistry_. So again, jeh.artistry_. You are getting Monarch shark fin shears. And Robin's Beautiful Life, you are getting the Babyliss Nano Titanium flat iron. So again, both of you send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, phone number, and address, and we'll get these sent out to you shortly.
Congratulations.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So did you want to get into those questions about coloring the NSG system? With a few of those?
So yeah, so we noticed a couple questions about people asking about coloring and highlighting the NSG system, and you absolutely can customize these systems. Now, first off, I do want to say, just a second, our NSG systems are going to be available in a fairly wide array of colors and gray blends, which is going to be great. But some people have very custom colors. For example, Lynn, who you guys all just met. So we get a lighter system and we custom color it. So you can absolutely custom color them. You can highlight them. You can make them fit whatever your client needs. However, you want to make sure that when you are depositing color that you're using a demi-permanent color only. Don't use permanent color because permanent color is designed to lift deposit, and then cover gray. None of that you're doing on a hair system. You're just either shifting the tone, toning it down, or changing the color. So you don't really need to use permanent color. A demi-permanent is going to do exactly what you want. And if you are doing any kind of highlighting, just keep your developer level low. You don't want to go, I never even go over a 20 on clients, hardly ever. But especially on a hair system, definitely keep that low. But yeah, you can absolutely custom color your NSG systems to fit your client's needs.
Absolutely.
All right, so I have gone in, and as you guys can see here, I have taped the hairline of Kelly's new system. So I only taped the front hairline. The rest of it I left out, and that's because we have the tape on her scalp. Now you can tape the scalp and the system. You can tape the system. You can tape just the scalp. That all comes down to personal preference. I personally like to tape the scalp. That's just, that's just the way I like to do it. But Chris, on the other hand, wants to show you what he likes to do.
Yeah, so today we are going to be using all tape. We use the scalp protector. That's kind of like our primer that's going to give us a nice in-between from the skin to the adhesive. Because if our skin's just, we have oil that we're going to be producing, it's going to make the adhesive break down. And I saw a question earlier about like what breaks the adhesive down. It's going to be the sweat, water, body oil, heat. So by putting on that scalp protector, we're going to give ourselves, I would say, think of it like the primer before the paint. That always goes on before. And I'm doing a double tape application. So I have my tape on my lace unit, my full lace unit. And then we went ahead and applied tape to Landon's head as well. Go ahead and put your head down for real quick. So you can see we have a strip right here and then a perimeter bond. Go ahead and lift your head up. And are we all ready to go ahead and get the hair on?
Yeah, so I'm just about to lay on Kelly's new system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go one more time with ISO 99 on the corner of a towel right here along the front of her hairline to make sure that any oil or anything is no longer there, because that front hairline is the most important part. If that front hairline isn't nailed, or if that front hairline starts to lift, it is going to become very apparent that there is something going on. So let's get this hair on, right?
Let's do it.
All right. Can you switch the part? Yes, so you can part your hair wherever you want it to be. So when you get your hair system, it doesn't come with a specific part. So you can part it in the center, on the side, on one side. Kelly likes to part her hair on the right, but if she wanted to switch it and part it on the left or part it in the center, she absolutely could do that. And yeah, I hope that answers your question. How many applications will you get out of the kit? That's going to vary depending on the application methods that you're doing. So in the kit, you're going to get let me set this down. I'll hop over here for a second. Okay. So in the kit, you're going to get a packet of bonding tape. And in this, you're going to get a variety of regular clear tape and cloth tape. Now, this is going to be enough for anywhere from 2 to 3 applications. And then with the liquid adhesives, depending on which one you're using, I would say 5+ applications. What would you say, Chris?
Yeah, I would say about 5+. It's gonna, like Josh said, it's gonna vary on how much product you are using. If you're running into any mistakes, but you'll definitely get 5. And I mean, certain products are gonna last quite a bit longer. The Saran wrap roll, you're not going to need to replace that for a while. The liquid products, you're going to go through that, fast, but think of it, that's a good thing. If you are going through it, that means that you have clients in your chair, you're utilizing your service, and you're continuing education and your new skill set.
Absolutely. So I'm going to start laying on Kelly's system, and I'm going to line this up right along with her front hairline. But first, I want to pass this over to Stacy. The next time you guys see Kelly, she's going to have hair. How's it going over there,
very
Stacey?
exciting. So I have finished Nick's. So he's also double taped, but his is 2 layers on his scalp, and then his hairline is taped, and then I will lay his system as well. Are you ready, Nick? So I think we've talked about it a couple times, how important the hairline is. So we do start with the hairline. Go ahead and move that for me.
And Stacy, you started doing NSG earlier this year. Can you talk to us kind of about your experience with, having that under your belt and being actually, a stylist using NSG? How's that been?
It's been super exciting. I've been with DreamCatchers for years, so this is something that's been in the works for so long that seeing it live and in person and all the life it's changed and just the amazing things that it can do for these clients is, it's life-changing, it's amazing, it's just an overwhelming experience. I'm really loving it.
That's awesome. And guys, that just goes to show you that you don't have to be in the industry and doing one specific thing for forever. You can take the class, and that just goes to show you that our classes are so in depth that you can really pick it up quickly and not only be doing it proficiently, but here Stacy is beside us during this live stream doing a hair system with confidence, and I am damn proud of you. I saw you from when you were anxious to even do my re-app, and now here you are.
Oh, thank you guys.
Right.
It's definitely something I would even encourage a lot of cosmetologists to really get into. I personally am not a barber. I get a little nervous with men's cuts, but this is something that you can offer to so many people behind the chair that, there's just a lot to it. That you don't have to just be a barber or just be a cosmetologist. It's for everyone behind the chair.
Absolutely. So we now have Kelly's hair laid down. How does it feel? Does it feel comfortable?
Yeah, it feels great.
Feels great. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm just brushing everything, making sure there's no tangles, making sure everything's laying well. And then I'm going to go through and I'm just going to very lightly trim her ends and then do a little bit of framing around the front. So Chris, what do you got going on over there?
All right, so we got Landon's system laid on, and I'm going through, actually going to be cutting this. Landon's hair, if you were here at the beginning of the live stream, you could see that it wasn't it wasn't super long. So I'm going to go through and kind of mimic what he had. With clients, I always tell them it's not about going with the longest, fullest hair. Me personally, I just like to match what would be the natural look that they would have had. So a lot of the times I'll ask them, bring in photos from a time when you did like your hair, or bring in some photos and some inspiration. But I like to go 10 to 15 years back, see what they looked like, and then try to recreate that. You're adding so much hair to the head that you don't actually need to go extremely low with the hairline. The density, the fullness, not being able to see their scalp, the transparency of their old biological hair, that's what's going to give them, the biggest change in their look. So always, my recommendation would be start more natural, and as the client gets more comfortable, they want to go for a lower hairline. If they are, age appropriate for that, then go for it. And even if they aren't age appropriate for it, you can go for that as well. They all look good, but it is personal preference. Landon looks amazing. Thank you, Deanna.
All right, I've got Nick's system laid now, and so I'm going to do a press down just to make sure everything is nice and secure.
So right now I'm just going through and lightly misting Kelly's hair so I can go through and do a little bit of a haircut. Now I'm not going in and soaking the top of her hair because remember, you need to give that adhesive time to set and cure. And since she has lace through the majority of her system, if I heavily spray the top of her hair, that water is going to go through the lace and onto her tape and inevitably causing it to lift and not stick as well. So I'm just going to continue to mist her down a little bit and then get her trimmed. And I'm going to be using another tool that comes in your kit. When I'm doing my haircuts, especially with hair systems, I like to razor cut because it allows the hair to have more of a soft feathered texture, giving it more of a natural blend. Because natural hair, when you cut it into a blunt line and it grows out, it's going to soften. With a hair system, if you cut it into a blunt line, it is never going to soften. It's always going to be blunt. So when their hair when their natural hair starts to grow, you're going to see their natural hair and then you're going to see a blunt line. So I like to use the texture razor because it just creates a soft blend that always looks good. And guys, again, this is something that not only can it change your life behind the chair and bring in a ton of revenue, but this is something that is going to, and not might, but is going to change the life of every single client that you have in your chair that you do a NSG hair system on. It's when someone is suffering from hair loss or alopecia or any of that, it affects them, not just, you know, their self-image, but it can affect them mentally. It can affect them, you know, their overall health. When you can give someone their confidence back, it's truly incredible. And doing NSG, you can do just that. You can give someone something that they've been lacking and wanting for so long that no matter what they did, they couldn't get that back. And now they can, and that's with NSG. So we've got, let's see, about 40 more minutes until the phones close. So for 40 more minutes, you guys can give us a call at 844-674-2932. We have people in our call center standing by, waiting for your call. And until 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, you're going to get additional 10% off when you sign up. Again, if you are a DC certified stylist, you're already getting 10%. If you pay in full, you're already getting another 10% off. And then if you do this by 8 o'clock tonight, guess what? That's another 10% off. So I know we keep saying that, but that's just because this is something that we don't want you guys to miss out on. Change your life, change your clients' lives, one head of hair at a time.
And I think everybody that's here today on the live, obviously us working on the, you know, great models we have, everyone knows somebody that is affected by hair loss. And whenever you do have somebody that is affected by hair loss, especially if they're in your chair, you know, once that hair is gone, they might just shave it or go, you know, try different options. This is going to keep that client and that customer in your chair. Everybody knows somebody, so it is honestly, if you're wanting to get into this, you know, you could start with that first person that popped in your mind when I said everybody knows somebody dealing with hair loss. Reach out to that person, see if they're interested.
Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to just trim the ends of Kelly's hair just a little bit. I'm going to be using the NSG DC blending comb. This is amazing. And I believe Chris is also using it. Yeah, so this is really cool because it has two different sides. So you have one side with wider teeth that's really good for taking out bulk and removing weight and length. And then you have one side that has finer teeth, and that's for softening, blending, and creating a little bit of texture. So I'm going to go in just about the last inch or so. And since I want to remove that length a little bit, I'm going to go in with our wide tooth side. So Jeannie, so you want to get in nice and close so that everyone can see this blending comb in action. And also when I'm doing a cut on a hair system, for me, it's very visual. So I'll go in and I'll create my guide and I'll see how everything's looking. And then I'll just kind of go in and do little bits like that. So I'm going to continue this cut. I'm going to go around her perimeter. And the system already has some layers. So I'm just going to add a little bit more for softness and then some layers around the front so it's not so heavy in the front. And then after that, I'm going to dry her up a bit and then flat iron her. So Stacy, what do you got going on over there?
So I went ahead and sprayed down Nick's system just a little bit with water, and I am just brushing it out, and I'm going to get him styled, and he's going to be all done.
Awesome.
About how long do you spend on like a normal reapplication, Stacy?
About an hour to an hour and a half, I would say, beginning to end, with cleaning the system, cleansing the scalp, getting all of your prepping done, and then also applying your adhesive. So sometimes it could be an hour, I would say average.
Yeah, about an hour, hour and a half, depending on the client or the stylist barber. It's a great way to fill the chair.
Absolutely. Let's see what we got for some questions up here.
Let's see. Tammy asked, people with scalp problems.
So they can, you would just want to be careful with your application. And that's a scenario that like, I would recommend having them come in for maintenance more frequently. But yeah, I mean, we've definitely dealt with people that had issues with their scalp. It just comes into doing a thorough consultation, figuring out what the best application method and adhesive is going to be for them. And you will learn all of that in our classes. So yes, you can, but if you want more details and like more of a deep dive in, you know, the best application method for that, join one of our classes.
Already got a comment that you look great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. How do you wear it down a little bit?
So while we're doing this, I want to talk about a little bit of styling tips and stuff like that for home hair care. So some things that you're going to want to avoid when you're wearing a hair system is anything that has alcohol in it, especially when you're wearing a lace system. So avoid any kind of mousse or anything that has alcohol because that is going to go through the lace onto your adhesive and it can cause the adhesive to lift. Also, make sure you're keeping that away from the front hairline. And again, if you are, you know, someone that has an active lifestyle, someone that's a heavy sweater, someone that's outside a lot, you can absolutely wear a hair system. You're just going to have, you know, more frequent maintenance. Again, for me, I'm outside almost every weekend with my husband and our dog. We enjoy hiking. It's Texas. It's hot as hell. I'm in the gym a couple days a week. I can do all of that. I just have to get my system maintenance more frequently. I can go swimming. I can dive into the pool, not have to worry about my system coming off. I can ride a roller coaster, not worry about my system flying off. The first couple times I rode a roller coaster, getting a hair system, I was doing this. And then I was like, oh, wait, I don't have to do that. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's really cool. But if you're someone that, you know, say you have an office job, you're inside most of the time, you live in a cooler climate or a climate that's not as hot and humid, you can stretch that, you know, to a little more 4, 5. I wouldn't really go more than 5 weeks, although we have seen it. I personally, in the wintertime, have gone 6 weeks and was okay. I prefer not to do that. But Also making sure that you are keeping up with your at-home hair care as well. And then remember, make sure that you are allowing at least 24 to 36 hours after your initial install before you get your hair wet. So before you go swimming, before you wash your hair. And you can wash your hair and style your hair like your own natural hair. If you want to use a curling iron or a flat iron, you can do that. So you can really treat it, as if it was your own natural hair, as long as you take care of your own natural hair. So that's a really good question. So someone said, does it ever get itchy? Someone said, does it ever get itchy? And what happens to the little hairs that grow in underneath the adhesive? So the way the adhesive is designed is that when the hair starts to grow in, it's going to slightly grow beneath and into that adhesive a little bit. So your hair is naturally still going to grow underneath your hair system. When you first when your system is first installed and your hair starts to grow, that when it's first starting to grow a little bit, it may get a little itchy from time to time. But other than that, I would say it really doesn't get itchy at all. It feels like your own natural hair. Yeah. So I hope that answered your question. Oh, hey, Dorothy. I see Dorothy jumped on. So Dorothy's another one of the head educators here for NSG. She's also one of the head educators for DreamCatchers as well. She couldn't be here with us tonight because she's actually teaching, I believe she was in Idaho, teaching an NSG class. So again, we have these classes going on all over the country. Sometimes you'll see myself, Dorothy, Marlis, Chris, some of our other amazing educators.
Hi, Dorothy.
We have another question. Does the heat of a blow dryer have a negative impact on adhesive or tape at all?
So, not necessarily. Okay, so the question is, does the heat of a blow dryer affect the tape or the adhesive? So it's not necessarily going to affect it unless you're sitting there with the heat of the blow dryer for a long time directly aimed at your scalp, which, why would you do that anyways? What I usually recommend is keep the heat setting a little bit lower. I usually use my blow dryer on a medium setting. But no, it's not really going to affect it unless, again, you're holding that heat directly on the scalp for a long period of time.
Okay, Tracy has asked, does removing the system new growth below kind of goes into the tape? But no, I can answer that. It's not going to hurt. We use a solvent that's going to start dissolving that adhesive as the system is coming off their scalp. Depending on how long they went in between their maintenance appointments, they can come off super easy, no pain at all.
That solvent is included in the kits.
Now, again, it's important that you are properly removing the system, because if you remove it the wrong way and you're not using the right products, it can literally feel like you're waxing their scalp. Because even 3 or 4 weeks in, that adhesive can still be pretty stuck, especially to the little bits of hair that have grown in. So you want to make sure that you're using the right product and that you're properly removing it. That way you're creating the most comfort and the best experience for your client. And I see someone says, Lacey, I'll see you October 1st. I think you're talking about the class that's, I believe, here in Allen, October 1st and 2nd. And if that is what you were talking about, then I am also going to be teaching that class alongside with Lacey.
We got Marlis in here too.
Hey, Marlis.
Yay! Hey, Marlis.
Say hi, Marlis. Yeah. Hey, Marlis.
Thank you guys for joining. I know you guys have had a long day teaching your awesome NSG classes. I hope you both have safe travels back home. So I'm wrapping up with Kelly's haircut now. I've gone through and I've just trimmed off those little bits along the end. And again, I get I do my main cut and then I go through and I just kind of pinch and remove any little excess piece. So we're going to finish up with what we're doing now. We're going to go to another commercial. We'll be back with some more giveaways and some more awesome education. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Okay, welcome back. You guys know what time it is. So we are going to give away 2 more awesome prizes to 2 more lucky people. So we have 2 people, one from Instagram and one from YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. So first we have, coming from YouTube, Mirror Beauty Spa. You are going to get our final Fabulous Pro Nano Titanium Curling Iron. So again, send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, address, and phone number, and we'll get this sent out to you soon. So again, Mirror Beauty Spa. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And then our final set of Limited Effects Fabulous Pro clippers, which are also NSG engraved, is going to _Sarah_Diaz .tb lounge _Sarah_Diaz.tb lounge. You are getting these Limited Effects Fabulous Pro clippers. Send us an email at socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, address, and phone number. We'll get these sent out to you shortly. So congratulations to both of you and all of the other winners tonight. Let's jump back into it.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. What do you got going on over there, Chris?
I am actually just going through and blow drying my NSG unit. I'm going to do a lot of dry cutting today, so just getting it, my shape pushed down and getting ready for some dry cutting.
So with Nick's reapplication, he already had his, he didn't have a new system. So we didn't have to go in and do any cutting, and it was just reapplied. You should do that first initial cut and then not do any more blending on that system each reapplication. So I'll just be doing a little styling on him.
Okay, so I see Mirror Beauty Spa said, can I pick it up when I come for the class? Still send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com. Also add that in there. I don't see that being a problem, but we can get you more details on that for sure. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this live stream so far. We've, given you guys a ton of awesome education, but we definitely look forward to having you guys come out to one of our classes. Again, we have classes all over the country, whether you're, in Florida, New York, Oregon, Texas, Chicago, we've got a class for you. If you go to nsghair.com and go to hands-on education, you'll see a full list of all of our upcoming classes in every state. And you can register online where you can get 10% off if you are a certified DC stylist already. You will get an additional 10% off if you sign up and pay in full. And if you call us in the next 25 minutes at 844-674-2932, on top of both of those 10% discounts, you will get an additional 10% discount.
Such a good deal, guys. We can't emphasize so much how much of a discount you're getting from all of those 10% off stacked together.
It comes out to over $400, you guys. And also, if you're a stylist and you're looking to grow your portfolio and grow your business behind the chair, but you're unsure about whether or not this is for you, you have nothing to be unsure about. This is definitely something that you should add. This is something that's going to bring you an incredible amount of revenue. It is going to change your life as a professional, and it is going to change every life of every client that sits in your chair. So now that I've gone in and I've blow dried Kelly's hair, I'm going to take my flat iron and I'm going to do a quick pass through the flat iron, and then we will have the finished result. But already, look how good that is looking. And when you look nice and close, you can't even see where that hairline is. Denise, get over here nice and close. I want everyone to see how natural this hairline looks. Go ahead and look down for me, Kelly. So you can see, because we left her natural hair right in the front, it really camouflages that hairline, giving it the most natural look possible. And the hair literally looks like it's growing right out of her scalp, which is incredible. So this is going to look and feel like it is Kelly's own natural biological hair, which is the goal that we want every time that we lay on a new hair system. How's the cut going over there, Chris?
It's going good. I'm just doing a lot of dry cutting right now. Still probably have like another 5 to 10 minutes. Just cutting in that natural texture. All the units come at a standard length, so there's not a lot of movement in the hair when you first put it on. So don't be afraid to go through and texturize. As you can see, it still looks pretty bulky right now, but we're just going to keep on chipping away and making sure we're not taking off too much at a time while we're doing that.
Awesome.
We had a question that was, how much is the class? So it is $14.99,
Yes.
and that is before any discount. So if you're a DC stylist, you'll get 10% off. If you pay in full, you get 10% off. And then also, you've got about 20 minutes left, where if you call our call center and go ahead and book that class tonight, you'll get that third additional 10% off.
Now, I know you guys keep hearing us say, if you pay in full, if you pay in full, if you pay in full. So one cool thing that we do offer is a payment plan. So we understand that, investing in yourself sometimes can, be a little bit more than some people can afford, but we want to make this accessible and affordable for everyone out there. So we are giving you the option to sign up and get our payment plan, which is 5 payments of $300. And those are biweekly payments. So that gives you time to pay the class off, and then you get this amazing education, and then you have this amazing life-changing service that you can add to your salon and behind the chair.
Just to see how many people have went ahead today and already signed up to claim their discount. If you have, go ahead and throw it in the chat, share it with friends.
Yes. Is Kelly able to pull her hair up in a clip or a bun? Here, let Kelly answer that. Kelly, are you able to pull your hair up in a clip or a bun?
I honestly have never tried to pull a bun because I don't ever wear my hair in a bun. I usually pull mine just in a back ponytail, and I have used clips on it before. Yes, the big clips.
Awesome. So, yes, you can. And Lynn is also saying she uses clips to pull her hair back. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. So I'm just going through it. I'm still just flat ironing Kelly's hair to make everything nice and smooth and seamless. Now, remember, anytime you are heat styling your hair system, which you can do, you can flat iron, you can curl it, you can blow dry it. Make sure you're keeping your heat at a low temperature. Make sure you're using a heat protectant product. I always say when you're using a heat tool like a flat iron or a curling iron, I typically keep the heat below 350. I usually do like 325, 300. There's no need to go all the way up to 425, 450. You're either curling your hair or you're flat iron. You're not baking a cake. So keep that heat low. Also, again, like I was saying earlier, when it comes to different products that you are using on your hair, you want to make sure you avoid anything with alcohol. Also, avoid anything that's too heavy in oils, especially on the scalp area. So any conditioners that are heavy in oil, any leave-in conditioners that are heavy in oil. And you want to make sure that you are using a really nice hydrating shampoo and conditioner. So this hair is not connected to a life source, unlike your natural bio hair, which is constantly being fed moisture and nutrients. So you want to make sure that you are adding that moisture back into the hair. So using a good moisture shampoo and conditioner, and even a weekly or bi-weekly or even monthly conditioning mask, just to keep everything healthy and soft and hydrated, is super, super important. Chris, do you have any important styling tips for anyone out there?
So styling tips for, the guy units or, any of the units in general is just going to be water soluble products. So anything that goes into the hair should be able to be released easily. You don't want to use anything. Also, I think Josh had mentioned that's high in alcohol content, but we're not looking for, super hard gel or, pomade that he's going to have to, really work out. Everything should just be able to kind of, rinse out easily, use a light wash on it. For me, even with my NSG, I really only add in dry wax about every 2 to 3 days, and that honestly seems to be good. I'll put in a little bit of hairspray, but for products, it's really a add as needed thing. So you don't want to go overboard, especially since you're not going to be washing the unit as much, to avoid that dryness.
Absolutely. Let's see. Someone said, thank you, Kelly and Lynn.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, both of you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Landon. Thank you, Nick. Thank you to all of you guys that have been watching tonight.
Yes.
That's a good one. So Lynn is sitting behind the camera, and she said one of her favorite things is using a satin pillowcase. And that's a really good one. That's very important because when you're using a cotton pillowcase and you're moving and tossing and turning at night, that cotton, one, can kind of wick any moisture out of your hair, And two, it can create a lot of friction, causing your hair to tangle and mat up. And the satin pillowcase, you don't get that friction. You can go to bed, you can toss and turn as much as you want. You wake up in the morning and your hair still looks great. On all of my pillows at home, I have satin pillowcases. When I travel, sometimes I forget to bring one, and I definitely notice that. But yeah, that's definitely a really good one. So as I've said a few times, you can definitely use NSG on clients that sweat a lot or have oily scalps. It just comes down to the application method that you are going to choose and the maintenance. So for example, if you are someone that sweats a lot or you're super active or you have an oily scalp, you would just need to come back, more frequently. We've seen people coming in as often as every 7 to 10 days. And there are options out there and application methods to make this work for any hair or for any scalp type and lifestyle. So yes, you absolutely can. All right, so I see someone said, is that razor comb available now in the DC shop? I totally need one. It absolutely is. You can go on and snag one for yourself, and they are absolutely incredible. I do pretty much all my hair, not only on hair systems, but also on extensions and even people's bio hair with the blending comb. It's absolutely amazing. And if you sign up for the class, you get that blending comb in your kit. Again, everything that we've used tonight, minus the blow dryer and flat iron and stuff like that, the trimmers, the adhesives, the blending shears, the blending comb, this brush, all of that, you are going to get in your NSG kit. So someone says, can we get a close-up on the guys? Janice, do you want to take a couple minutes and get up nice and close to Landon and Nick so everyone can see those awesome systems?
And I'm going to get it on the hairline. I'm going to do a little bit more dry cutting, put in some wax in.
Nick's hairline. I went ahead and removed the hairline mark.
All right, guys, so you've got just over 10 minutes for that additional saving, and just until 8 o'clock Central Time. So, I mean, if we want to get real technical, you got 12 minutes. So again, you can give us a call, 844-674-2932. And snag that additional 10% saving when you sign up for an NSG class. So we deal with a lot of clients that have sensitive skin, and the NSG tape is absolutely incredible. And we've never seen any kind of reactions from it. We actually have some people, for example, Kelly here has a very sensitive scalp, and we have tried multiple different application methods for her, and the best application method for her where she gets no irritation, no scalp sensitivity is the tape. So yeah, the tape I think is definitely the best route for anyone that has scalp sensitivities or anything like that.
All right, we've got some comments. You can't tell. It looks incredible. Yes, that blend. That's why these systems are so great. You're not even going to be able to tell whenever you're done.
All right, so I'm still going through and I'm flat ironing Kelly's hair. I'm just taking small sections and flat ironing, making sure I get everything nice and smooth and straight. That way it's nice and blended, looks nice and natural. All right, so real quick, I want to ask a couple little questions. So Kelly, this one's going to be for you. So I'm going to kind of pop my mic off a little bit. So wearing an NSG system, what has been the biggest impact for you personally?
It was something that sounds really silly, but honestly, something that bothered me more than anything, wearing like a topper or things like that, that you had to clip in, that hurt your scalp and everything. But what bothered me the most was anytime it was windy, I worried about going outside when it was windy. Just going to the grocery store, walking to the grocery store, I had to hold my hand on my head the whole time. And I was so paranoid, that it was going to fly up. And one time I actually felt it pull up and I said, oh my gosh. I mean, it was every time that I went out, I worried about, I would literally check the weather, no lie, to see how windy it was outside, or walk out real quick and then walk back in to see how windy it was. Because there were a couple of times I wouldn't even go anywhere. It was too windy. I wasn't taking the chance. And now I go anywhere. It doesn't matter how windy. It can be 80 miles an hour. I don't care. It's not going anywhere. It's stuck on there. It is not going anywhere. And you cannot tell. Nobody can tell that this is not my real hair.
That's awesome. So also, do you feel like there's a lack of professionals offering this service near you?
Oh, absolutely. There are literally none around where I live, so at all. In fact, I never heard of this till NSG, and it's wonderful.
Awesome. And then just one last question. Would you recommend NSG to your friends, your coworkers, your peers?
Oh, yes. Gosh, yes. Absolutely.
Awesome. And NSG, just a little side note for you guys. Both Kelly and Lynn actually met from being models for us here at NSG, and now they're great friends. So so Lynn just said since hair loss can be genetic, there could be other family members in need as well, which is 100% true. So let's hear from Nick over here. What is the biggest impact for you wearing NSG?
I got my confidence back. Pretty much when I started losing my hair a little over 10 years ago, kind of felt like I was losing myself and who I was. Over the last several years, I wouldn't go anywhere without a hat on. If I was going outside of my house, I had a hat because I was ashamed of having lost my hair. But now I don't wear a hat at all. I have no care if it's windy, if it's raining, whatever. I was actually in a concert in the rain over the weekend. No one would have ever been able to tell, and it's been absolutely outstanding.
That's awesome. And really, like, can you even put a price on getting your confidence back? I feel like that alone is that is so invaluable. So do you feel like there's a lack of professionals near you, Nick, offering this service?
Oh, yes. There's like Kelly said, there's pretty much nobody in the area that I've seen that offers this same kind of service. Obviously, you've got expensive surgical treatments or toupees or wigs, but nothing like this. It's fantastic.
Awesome. Let's see. Do we have any questions going on up there? So Tracy says, you look amazing, Nick. It looks like you grew it yourself. Tracy. And Marlis says, love Kelly and Lynn. We all love Kelly and Lynn. All right, let's see. So I want to just ask one question to Landon over here. This is your first time ever having a hair system. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good.
Let's.
I don't really feel like much on my head right now. It's been, it doesn't really feel like there's much on my head at the moment. I kind of don't even notice it. You know, it's been overall a pretty good experience, I'd say. I think it looks good. I really like it.
Awesome, cool.
And Josh went ahead and did a custom color on Landon's unit earlier, so it came out really good.
Yeah, the color match is awesome. And that's one thing that I love doing. I love creating very custom colors for, you know, for my clients. And that's something that you guys can do as well. But again, we do have, you know, an array of colors that will be available, but you can also have the option to customize it to whatever your client's needs are. All right, let's see. On my 10th hour of Cosmo School today, this class definitely made my time go by faster. Where'd it go? And learned so much. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. And that's so cool that you're, you know, joining us. You're continuing to push your education even further while you're still, you know, learning. So thank you for joining us. I commend you for, you know, taking the time out and making the effort to grow even more. And also to everyone watching tonight. You know, thank you guys all so much for taking time out of your day to join us. You guys have asked some amazing questions tonight, and we hope to see you guys in one of our upcoming NSG classes. So with that said, we have all three of our models installed and styled, finished. And just look how natural all three of these models look, you guys. This hair is unlike any hair that you can get anywhere else. The quality is incredible. And these models look incredible. Awesome. So let's see if we got a couple more questions. Oh, thank you, Marlis. Josh nailed the color.
There was a question earlier about do you need to remake the mold at a later date?
Do you need to remake the mold at a later date? So the only time that you're going to need to remake a mold is if you're changing the affected area. Because that mold is going to be, you know, if you're maintaining the same area that you're shaving down, you're not going to need to remake it unless you lose it or anything like that, or if you send it in for a custom unit. You're going to be able to use that mold for system after system after system after system. So that's really great.
And the great thing about the template is, once again, it's going to give you the consistency that you want. But like Josh said, if you do want to change it, maybe carve out a little bit more male recession, change the hairline, or perhaps, you know, this person is a long-term NSG client and the affected area has grown, then you would go ahead and make another template. And also, once you get, you know, used to it, it never hurts to make a few extra templates just for extra practice.
Definitely. And that's the really cool thing about this is you can customize the hairline. So if you have someone that wants a more full hairline or more recession, someone that wants a widow's peak, you can customize that and give them, you know, really whatever they're looking for. So this pretty much wraps it up. We're going to go to one more commercial, but I don't want you guys to go anywhere because after this commercial, we have our grand prize giveaways. We are giving away 2 NSG kits and tuition to any NSG course near you. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss that. We'll see you in just a minute.
I'm Benjamin Menke in Dallas, Texas, and I've had the NSG hair system for about a month now. Looked fantastic, had some great reactions from friends and family. My partner, I captured a video of her seeing me for the first time, and she was saying how great it looked, and oh my god, and petting my head like a chia pet, and all the areas where I had hair all of a sudden. Went to out to go eat with some friends without telling them what I had done, and they said, did you color your hair? Or did you get Botox? You look so much younger. And so it definitely had that desired effect. Saw my family over a video call, and it was the same sort of reaction. First thing they said was, there's something different about you. And they couldn't see the back of my head, but when I showed them the before and after pictures, they all have a very positive reaction. Wow, that looks fantastic. What is it and how does it work? It felt great, really didn't have any, there was no irritation, didn't really have much itchiness at all. I mean, as much probably as I used to scratch my natural head. And when you're in a shower, you don't feel it like you have raindrops hitting you at the top of your head like normal. It feels numb, if you will, just because it isn't your actual scalp. All of that felt really good and looked great. And yeah, very pleased after my first month. For me, it looks natural. As to whether it feels natural, I think for people who didn't know me before, they have no idea that I have the system on.
I've been walking through the valley of the shadows. I let them tell me who I was. I've been talking myself up onto the gallows. Every time I tried to walk away, I couldn't make it through another day. Everything seems being up in an uphill battle. I was trying to make it on my own, my way. You were knocking on the door that I've been looking for. It was right in front of me. I was lost, but now I'm free. And I was blind, but now I see that your love is better than life. Your love is better than life. But I ain't turning back now. It's never so amazed how your love is better than.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching tonight. We have a few more prizes to give away. So I'm going to start off with our last Fabulous flat iron and our last pair of Sharkfin shears. And then we're going to give away the big guns. So the last Fabulous Nano Pro flat iron is going to go to, and this is from Instagram, Styles by Alicia. So again, Styles by Alicia, you are getting the last Nano Titanium Fabulous Pro flat iron. Send us an email at socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, address, and phone number, and we'll get this sent out to you. And then last of these two, we've got our last pair of Sharkfin Monarch shears, and this is going to, and this viewer is coming from YouTube, Lindsay Foltz. So again, you get our last pair of Sharkfin Monarch shears. Send us an email at socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, address, and phone number, and we will get these sent out to you. So now, last but very not least, these two amazing fully loaded NSG kits plus tuition to our NSG course. You can choose any location around the country, whether it's local to you or somewhere that you want to travel to. So, Stacy, who do we have for the first one?
Okay, this is big, guys. Tara Reed is the winner of our first kit and class.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And our last winner for the evening is going to be from YouTube. This is going to be another Tara S. Tara S, congratulations. Kit and tuition is all yours.
Congratulations, guys. So, to everyone that has been watching tonight and won prizes, thank you, guys. Congratulations. Again, make sure you send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers, don't forget the S at the end, .com. Send your name, your address, and your phone number. We will get these amazing prizes sent out to all of you. So before we end this, we want to hop over here and show off our models, their finished looks, so that you guys can see the finished result of what you've been viewing all night. So, all right. So here we have Kelly. We transitioned her to her brand new custom system today. Again, this was a combination system, so it has a 1-inch poly strip around the edge. Majority of it is lace, and it is a custom order system, so we did get her a longer length. Over here we have Stacy and Nick.
Nick had a full poly system, and he was a reapplication today, so his mold was already made, his unit was already cut, and so we just went in and did the reapplication for maintenance.
Awesome. And then over here we have Chris and Landon.
And this is Landon. He had a full lace unit, and today was his first system. He had a little bit of hair on top, but we went ahead and took that down and gave him his own custom NSG unit, full lace, applied with tape, and this should last him quite a while.
Awesome. Well, I want to say one last huge thank you to all of you that took the time out of your evening to join us tonight and watch. Thank you to all of you that interacted and added comments and questions. Again, we can't wait to see all of you guys in our classes. Thank you to all 3 of our amazing models for joining us and taking the time to be here. Thank you to the amazing NSG team here. We've got Chris, Stacy. Behind the cameras, we've got Janice, we've got Aaron, we've got Anthony, we've got Matthew. For social media, we've got Courtney, and then of course we have Lynn that joined us tonight. Thank you guys all so much. This couldn't have been possible without every single one of you that are here. We hope that you guys all enjoyed, and we can't wait to see you next time. Our next one is going to be October 16th. Have a great night.
Bye, thank you.